Stage 1, neglect. You skip breakfast. You've got too much to do. It's fine. You've done it before. The coffee is enough. The coffee has always been enough. You tell yourself you'll eat later. Later becomes dinner. Dinner becomes whatever is fastest. A granola bar. A protein shake. Something you can consume standing up while scrolling through emails. You stop buying groceries because they go bad before you remember they exist. Your fridge is a graveyard of good intentions. Wilted spinach. Yogurt 3 weeks past its date. You don't notice because you stopped opening the fridge weeks ago. You're fine. Everyone's busy, everyone's tired. This is just what being an adult looks like. That's what you tell yourself. You stop sleeping at regular hours. There's always one more thing to do. One more episode, one more scroll. Bedtime becomes a suggestion, not a rule. 11 p.m. becomes midnight. Midnight becomes 2 a.m. You wake up at 7 anyway, because the alarm doesn't care. You function on 5 hours of sleep, then 4, then 3. You tell yourself you'll catch up on the weekend. The weekend comes, and you fill it with errands and obligations, and staring at a screen until your eyes burn. You haven't felt rested in months, but you don't remember what rested feels like, so it doesn't matter. You're fine. Stage 2, numbness. It starts small. A movie that should make you cry doesn't. A song you used to love just sounds like noise. Your friend tells you good news, and you say the right words. Congratulations, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. But you don't feel anything. The words come out, the feeling doesn't. You assume you're just tired. You assume everyone goes through phases. You assume this is temporary. It's not temporary. You start canceling plans. Not dramatically. Just a text. Sorry, can't make it tonight. Work is crazy. Maybe next week. You're not lying. Work is crazy, but that's not why you're canceling. You're canceling because the thought of putting on real clothes and making conversation for 3 hours feels like a physical weight on your chest. You're canceling because you don't have the energy to perform the version of yourself they expect. You're canceling because you're afraid they'll notice something is wrong. You cancel enough times, and they stop inviting you. This feels like relief. You don't realize it's the beginning of something worse. Your hobbies disappear. The guitar in the corner collects dust. The books on your shelf have bookmarks at page 30 that haven't moved in a year. The gym membership auto-renews every month. You haven't been since February. You used to have passions. You used to have things that made you feel alive. Now you have Netflix. Now you have TikTok. Now you have ways to pass the time without being present for any of it. You're not sad exactly. You're not anything exactly. That should worry you. It doesn't. Stage 3, isolation. Your phone stopped buzzing months ago. You're not sure when. You just noticed one day that the group chat is quiet. The notifications are gone. You open the chat and scroll up. The last message from you was 6 weeks ago. It says, haha, yeah. You don't remember what you were responding to. You don't remember why you stopped responding. You just did. You just faded out of their lives like a radio station losing signal. They didn't chase you. People don't chase people who don't want to be caught. You start lying to avoid people, not big lies, small ones. I have plans. I'm not feeling well. I have an early meeting. The lies come easily now. Easier than the truth, which is that you spend the entire weekend in your apartment in the same sweatpants, watching the same shows, ordering the same food, talking to no one. The truth sounds pathetic when you say it out loud. So you don't say it out loud. You don't say anything out loud. You realize you haven't spoken to another human being in 3 days, then 4, then a week. Your voice sounds strange when you finally use it. You order coffee just to hear yourself say something. The barista says, "Have a nice day." You say, "You too." Those 2 words are the only words you speak to anyone that day. Sometimes that's enough. Sometimes it's not enough. You don't know which one today is. Stage 4, derealization. The world starts to feel like a movie you're watching. Not a good movie. A movie where the sound is slightly out of sync, where the colors are a little too bright, where people's faces look almost right, but not quite. You catch yourself staring at your hands like they belong to someone else. You look in the mirror, and the person looking back is familiar but distant, like an acquaintance you knew years ago, like someone you might have been in another life. You tap the glass just to make sure it's real. It's real, you think. Time becomes strange. Hours pass in what feels like minutes. Minutes stretch into hours. You arrive places without remembering the drive. You finish conversations without remembering what was said. Autopilot has taken over. You're not driving anymore. You're just watching your life happen from the passenger seat. Then it starts happening in public. You're at the grocery store when suddenly the lights are too bright, the music too loud, the people too close. You leave your cart in the aisle, walk to your car, sit there with your hands on the wheel for 20 minutes, not panicking, not crying, just gone, not fully there. People start asking if you're okay. You say yes, again and again until the word loses meaning. Yes, a word that once meant something, a word that now means survival. Because you're not okay. You know that. But you can't explain why. There's no injury you can point to, no clear name for what's happening. Just this fog, this weight, this feeling that you're watching your life from very far away and you don't know how to find your way back into it. Stage 5, paranoia. They know. You don't know who they are or what they know. But somehow, they know. Your coworkers are whispering. The barista looked at you too long. The person behind you on the sidewalk feels too close. Your phone is listening. The ads know too much. The recommendations feel impossible. You put tape over your laptop camera. Not because you have something to hide. Because maybe you do. Because someone could be watching. Because you can't tell anymore what's real and what's fear. You replay conversations from years ago. That thing you said at the party in 2019. That joke that failed. That email with a typo. Everyone noticed. Everyone remembers. Everyone judges. You know it isn't logical. You know nobody thinks about you that much. But logic stopped mattering. Your brain becomes a courtroom where you are always on trial. The jury is you. The judge is you. The executioner is you. And there is no defense. At 3 a.m., you lie awake prosecuting yourself for mistakes no one else remembers. You stop trusting people. Why did she text suddenly? What does he really want? Nobody is kind without a reason. You reread old messages looking for clues, patterns, hidden meanings, things that probably aren't there. You confront someone. They're confused. They're hurt. The fight ends badly. Another friendship gone. Another number you'll never call again. You tell yourself they were never really your friend anyway. You're not sure if you believe it. You're not sure of anything anymore. Stage 6, fragmentation. You don't know who you are anymore. not philosophically, literally. You stop mid-sentence and forget what you were saying. You walk into rooms and forget why. You find notes written in your handwriting that feel like they belong to someone else. Your thoughts don't feel like yours. Your emotions stop making sense. Anger appears from nowhere. You snap at people, apologize, then snap again. You become a different person every hour, and you're exhausted from trying to survive all of them. Your memory begins to fail. Small things, at first, what you ate yesterday, whether you locked the door, the movie you watched 3 hours ago. You stop trusting your mind. So you take photos of everything: parking spots, grocery lists, book pages, faces you're scared to forget. But later, pictures don't help. The memory's gone. The photo becomes meaningless. You start doing things that don't feel like you. Driving too fast just to feel something. Starting arguments online. Spending money you don't have. Pushing people away to see who stays. Some come back, most don't. You look at the damage and feel everything. Then, nothing. Eventually, you stop knowing the difference. Stage 7, acceptance. You stop trying to get better. Not because you don't want to. Because you forgot what better feels like. This becomes normal. The missed calls, the closed curtains, the person who cries at commercials but feels nothing at funerals, the ghost in their own story. You tell yourself you've made peace with it, but peace doesn't feel like surrender. You think about the person you used to be, the one with plans, dreams, excitement. You don't know where they went, or if you push them away. You try to remember the last time you were truly happy, not distracted, happy. You can't. Maybe this is just life. Maybe everyone feels this way. Maybe they're just better at hiding it. That's the lie. The lie that this is normal. The lie that everyone else figured life out while you're drowning. They haven't. But you stopped talking to anyone who could remind you. You stopped reaching out, stopped trying. And existing is not the same thing as living. You know that. Somewhere deep down, you still know that.